Hey Dad, what's today's daily crypto news?
Well, it's crypto week, guys. So happy crypto week. And what's that mean? That means that they're going to be reviewing and considering three pieces of legislation: the Genius Act, the No CBDC Act, and the Market Structure Bill. I think what it looks like is like a full court press to get everything done. I think I've got this over my daughter's head there. To get it all done. I've even been seeing on social media, people reaching out to have you call your congressperson and, get them to vote these things in quickly, and so that the president can get these signed in. And it seems like it's an orchestrated plan, because we still have most of the final days, or at least the dates in which the SEC has to have a final decision on the ETF applications for all those cryptos, specifically the 18 to 20 XRP spot ETFs. So those final decisions should be coming in October. And keep in mind, ISO 20022 is mandatory by November. So it just seems to be lining up perfectly. And there's a reason the SEC hasn't announced the formal end to the case. Even though everybody's dropped their appeals, Ripple's dropped their cross appeal, the SEC's dropped their appeal, there's nothing left but to basically get that judgment done, that little penalty. And here's the other thing: if it gets paid in XRP, right? It's 125 million, I think, is where it stood. If it gets paid in XRP and goes straight to the what is it? The digital asset stockpile. To the digital asset stockpile, it would make sense, because that would be a revenue neutral way of acquiring XRP. So I mean, it just seems like it's all lining up. We've also got this Jerome Powell potential resignation, which I really don't think will happen. But there are louder and louder calls from more and more corners of our government and financial institutions for a reduction in interest rates. We know it's just a political play, but that's how it goes. So President Trump is putting out a statement about what's going on this week.
Happy Crypto Week. The White House will soon vote on a tremendous bill to make America the undisputed #1 leader in digital assets. Nobody does it better. The Genius Act is going to put our great nation light years ahead of China, Europe, and all others who are trying endlessly to catch up. But they just can't do it. Digital assets are the future, and we are leading by a lot. Get the first vote done this afternoon. All Republicans should vote yes. This is our moment. Digital assets, genius clarity. It is all part of making America great again, bigger and better than ever before. We are leading the world, and will work hard with the Senate and the House to get even more legislation on this passed.
So I just want to point out this last part here: more legislation on this passed. There is more to come on this. All of this, guys, is about securing U.S. dollar dominance. And it's easy to do when you're the gatekeepers. And we're the gatekeepers because we are the world reserve currency. We are the home of the world reserve currency. We have a tremendous military that sees to it that that's how it stays. So it's really hard to get any other viable option on the table. It's not to say people won't try. Other governments and other groups might try, but albeit unsuccessfully. And so, considering what this technology is that we're looking at, when you're talking about quantum computing, artificial intelligence, and blockchain technology itself, with ISO 20022 messaging standards in the mix, I think we're going to see U.S. dollar dominance for the next 100 years at a minimum. I think this is going to secure the U.S. dollar's place in the world economy, or the world financial system, for a very long time to come. I think far too many people are sleeping on what this really is. They can't wrap their head around it, and that's fine. Not everybody is going to get it. The light won't come on.
That's good, though, because it's more for me.
Yeah, and I'm talking about even people who are, otherwise very intelligent people, very accomplished people. I see them all the time, and they can't wrap their head around it. I mean, I can even tell you, even years back when I first got in, many of the people that I know, very successful people, large companies that they run and own, and in the academic field too, they would just look at me sideways. And now I'm getting calls from those very same people saying, "All right, how do we, what do we need to look at here?" And so we go from there. And I just give them a tip or two, but keep in mind, you have to. I feel every person needs to wrap their own head around this technology so that they have a firm handle on what they're putting their money into should they decide to do this on their own. Mm-hmm. It's a personal decision. And so you need to educate yourself, make sure you understand it, just like you would with a stock or a mutual fund. Not everybody, when they enroll in their 401k plan, wraps their head around it. That's like an autopilot kind of thing. And most wealthier people tend to hire advisors. Advisors don't have a lot of experience in digital assets. They're going to regurgitate whatever their bosses at said brokerage firm is going to tell them. You really do need to get into the website of each of these specific blockchains. My chain of choice is XRPL, but I do have 22 different blockchains that I own, and of course my number one holding is XRP for what I saw as very obvious 7 years ago, and I was right.
It's been that long already?
It's been 7 years now. Yeah. So nonetheless, I do want to point one more thing out. Another thing President Trump is calling for, which he has been consistently, is a reduction in the interest rate from the Fed, and he's asking for 3 points. And it's true. I mean, even Europe's gone down, I think 7 or 9 times in I guess in the last year, something like that. And now you're hearing the same kind of call from so many other people. But what this does is it creates a lot more cheap money, disposable income. And it's gonna pour more jet fuel on what's already gonna look like a hyperactive bull run or blow off the top bull run. I think a lot of people are saying this is the final leg. I think it's the second of 3. That's my guess. But I will admit that there's a lot of very credible chart analysts that are insisting that it looks really good for just this is it. This is going to be the final leg. I'm ready either way. I'm not a chart analyst specialist, and I do recognize this bull run's different. It just is, because now we have a pro-crypto president, real legislation coming in, real utility, the end to the case, ETFs coming into the play. Now brokerage firms on Wall Street can monetize this. You ever see the boiler room when they're just basically whipping all their brokers to stay on that phone, call? That's going to happen with this, and then multiply that by every firm on the planet. That's what's going to happen with a technology that is still really inexpensive to get into, and with real utility, real companies behind them, real boards, real balance sheets, real profit and loss statements, real customers, real products. And this is not the dot-com bubble. This is going to be very different. And those who can wrap their head around it now will benefit the most. The earlier, the better. Anyways, let us know how you feel or what you think on this subject. Like, share, subscribe, bookmark. And yeah, she's back. So we will see you on the next one. Till next time, adios amigos.